but we nearly failed. That's right. But we try in the big eye, so it's different from the human cornea. Yeah, but we cannot get the tip to do it.
Thank you so much, Dr. Kum, for your question. So my first tip, it is also a tip from Dr. Dua and Dr. Agarwal, is to try to use not too old donors. But the second tip, I would say that you should have the ring fixator and the base with you, because the base already has a notch with a certain depth, and the ring fixator press upon it. So the cornea is very stable. So, and the notch, there's a special design of that notch. So the needle just needs to slide, just right under the endothelium. And also the second tip, I would say that you should use trypan glue. Do not be afraid that trypan glue can be somehow harmful to the endothelium, because when the trypan glue dyes the surface, you can see well that it's just right under the endothelium, not too deep, so that it perforates the other way, or not too high. So, and I'll say that try to get the needle. You do not need to get the needle just right until the center of the cornea. You can just like two-thirds of the distance between the center and the edge is already okay. And also, you should use not a normal 30-gauge needle with 5mm syringe, because you cannot control the pressure with which you push the air inside. You need to have the spring-loaded plunger. It creates an obstacle to rapid increase of critical pressure inside. So you can use it, you press it gently a few times, and in the beginning it can only create some tiny big bubble, and with several times you push, it creates a bigger bubble. But do not try to make a big bubble immediately. Just small is enough, and then use storage media to enlarge it, because storage media is a normal environment for endothelial cells.
Thực ra đây là một cái kỹ thuật cực kỳ khó. Ở đây nó có hai cái tình huống mà làm. Một là cái tình huống của bác sĩ Hoàng Anh làm ấy, là chúng ta lấy cái giác mạc của người hiến, xong chúng ta lật ngược lại và chúng ta bơm vào cái lớp trước màng Nestle để tạo thành cái bóng khí. Và lần này thì là chúng ta giữ lại cái độ mô. Thế nhưng mà trong cái các lớp trước sau ấy thì chúng ta lại làm ngược lại, tức là chúng ta bơm từ phía nhu mô vào để chúng ta tách cái lớp độ mô ra. Thế xong đó tách lớp độ mô mà lớp màng Nestle hoặc là trước màng Nestle, cho nên nó ra bóng khí dạng 1 hay là 2 đấy. Thế xong đó thì chúng ta cắt bỏ cái phần giác mạc phía trên ra, thì xong đấy thì còn lại thì cắt bỏ cái phần nhu mô, xong ta ghép phần nhu mô vào, tức là giữ lại cái độ mô của bệnh nhân. Tức là trong kỹ thuật này, cho dù là trường hợp làm ở trên mảnh ghép trên bệnh nhân này, ở trên người hiến với là ở trên người nhận ấy, thì đều giữ lại cái độ mô của cái phía đó cả, mà chúng ta bỏ cái phần nhu mô đi. Và thực sự khi mà trước đây khi mà chúng tôi triển khai cái kỹ thuật này thì cái tỷ lệ thành công rất là thấp. Nó bơm làm nào để nó vừa tách ra mà nó lại không bị vỡ bóng, mà nó tách đủ hết để còn giữ lại. Cho nên là bác sĩ Hoàng Anh làm được cái này thì tôi cho rằng là một cái kỹ năng, một cái rất là khéo tay để chúng ta có thể tách được cái này. Cái này cũng hên xui lắm, nó phụ thuộc vào khéo tay nữa. Nó cũng giống như viết ấy, ai cũng có thể viết được, nhưng mà viết đẹp như là viết giấy khen thì không phải ai cũng viết được. Thế nhưng có những người tập cả đời chẳng viết được, nhưng mà có những người thì người ta viết cái được hay. Nó hoàn toàn phụ thuộc vào cái khéo tay của cái người làm và cái tỷ lệ thành công. Mà như thế thì thực sự là tôi rất là ấn tượng với cái tỷ lệ thành công như thế này.
I would like to ask you another question. In your study, when you use corneal graft and you push air bubble or you push expanding gas?
Air bubble or?
Expanding gas?
No. To create a tympanic bubble, you push just normal air.
Yes.
Yes. Gas is in the end to fix the grafting to posterior layers.
I see, because if you put just the normal air bubble, that means about 48 hours after the air bubble will be a shock. But I know there's some study in the other country, for example in India, from Korea professor he puts FF6 expanding gas, which makes the percentage 20%. So that if you put expanding gas FF6 for 20% after 5 or to 7 days of shock, so that's the increase number of successful cochlear graft than if you put air condition gas to inside, because easy to fix graft of the endothelium.
Thank you so much for the comments. Yes, we use 20% SF6,
Yes.
but I heard that Dr. Kum is also
I agree
interested.
with the Professor Sun. In the case we want to keep the air bubble in the under chamber longer, we use the expansion gas. But in fact, for the keratoplasty, we don't need to keep the air bubble for the long time like that. Only 6 hours. It makes the graft adheres to the stroma. And the expensive gas that can cause it toxic to the endothelial cells, and it may make the IOP high because it keep it a long time. So we rarely have to use the expensive gas in
Because I read some article in India.
I read
expanding gas FF6.
I read some books, some
20%
articles about that.
of FF6, and they show that the successful more rate. And
Yes, they normally used in the case when the display membrane detachment is the complication of the phaco surgery. Some complicated display membrane detachment, we have to keep the air bubble longer than normal. We use the expensive gas. I read about it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because before I already 1K, I do the phaco surgery, and this patient is have was the endothelial layer detachment. And at that time, I put the normal air gas in the anterior chamber. Dr. Ha, maybe he knows this case. You show me this case, you know this patient, and you show me. And after I put the air bubble inside the anterior chamber, and about 2 days ago, after the air already go away, but even though the results are very good, but at that time, because you have to try maybe, and I thinking that we mix the expanding gas from the retina, because we are the retina surgeon, so we often thinking about expanding gas to keep longer. But if you put is 2 kind of expanding gas, one is the FF6, one the C3F8. FF6 is very quickly, more than C3F8. C3F8 maybe 1 month, from 3 to 4 weeks. But FF6 is less. But if you mix very small, like 15 or to 20%, so it lasts about 5 or 7 days only, but also not increase intraocular pressure, because so we were so very afraid that when you injection expanding gas in the vitreous cavity or anterior chamber, maybe very easy to increase intraocular pressure, but we put very small, and I think it is safe for intraocular pressure for the patient after injection.
Alfred, thank you very much for your experience. But I afraid that the IOP will be increased, because in some cases we do the endokeratoplasty, we use only the normal air. But after 1 day, the IOP raised very high, so we have to withdraw the air from us. So I think that expansion gas maybe have a high risk for the increasing the IOP.
It depends. If even you put the normal air, if you put much, also increase intraocular pressure. But if you push the when I do the retinal surgery, and if I put a little, so even they last longer, but not increase ocular pressure increase. If you put small quantity, so it's less. But when I do the retinal surgery, even maybe about 5 or 6 years until now, I get the increase without ocular pressure increase in the whole patient I already do the surgery, because I push less. Maybe you push more, even you push normal air, also without pressure increase.
I think it's different here. In the
Yes.
retinal surgery,
Yeah.
you put in the vitreous
see.
cavity,
I
and
see.
here after chamber,
I see.
when the 8 years separate frequency, so maybe it will be increased after one day. The different.
I see. But even in the vitreal cavity or in the anterior chamber, if you put small area, so it can maybe same. Because I never inject in the anterior chamber. But other doctor, for example, in India, the doctor Yagua from India, he injects in the anterior chamber, and he say the same. That's it.
Thank you so much again, Dr. Sun, Dr. Kung, Dr. Dum. It's very.
That's right. Yeah. So I think that I will have learned more experience because up to now maybe I couldn't get your experience about how to prepare the doctor for PA. Because I don't feel I tried many times but we failed. Couldn't prepare some.
But on the big eye, it's different anatomy with the human eyes. I think we hope that we can another occasion to do review with your guide. So I think we have in the future we can more chance to try more to do the debate with the community like comment shows up. I think it's a very useful and maybe we can meet in our hospital in the future.
For prepare corneal graft donor, I think I already talked with Dr. Huang and that I have a machine to prepare the endothelial graft donor, and this is made by Switzerland, and they also have a six program for prepare for endothelial graft donor. Yes,
It's great.
yes. I have a machine.
Yeah. For the shape, when you prepare the antotin graft, so we have to use the femtosecond laser.
Yeah.
But for PDEC, I think a bit difficult, as Dr. Hangai said, because the graft is too thin. So when you use the femto laser to cut, maybe it can cause the damage to the end of the shells. Maybe because femto laser will create the multi-bubble, tiny bubble, so it make the end of the shells maybe it's not.
I think femtophilet will be new.
Yeah, I think in the near future we will have a cooperation with the hospital of the Professor Sun. So I think we will improve the technique about the keratoplasty to the sun.
Because before when I studied in religion, yes, my professor is very famous in corneal graft in England. He's the professor David Easton. And also we have learned a lot about the technique, about the follow-ups, patient. And I have a chance to do corneal graft already. But when I return to Vietnam, I work in the retinal department. But I'm very interested about also corneal donor, and I have a chance to do corneal donor here already since a long time ago, and I get the corneal donor from America, and I will do the surgery also. my patient in the hospital. And I still follow up his eye until now around nearly more than 20 years, but still very good result. And I'm also very interesting that in the cornea department, there are very many patients and being the cornea donor here. And I hope in our hospital, we have more cornea donor, our technique will be much more improved.
Thank you so much, Dr. Sun, Dr. Kung, Dr. Lam, Dr. Thuy. It's a big honor for me to present in front of you because it's always been my dream to work with you. Unfortunately, we didn't have much time, but I hope that we'll collaborate in the future. Thank you.
I have to learn from you.
It's me who have to learn.
Great expert of keratoplasty.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Hoàng Anh, for your very good presentation. And hope you are very happy and we still have a cooperation in the future. Thank you very much again. Applause for Dr. Hoàng Anh again.